Greetings, Evil Genius here. The other day, there was a engineer on LinkedIn, and he was kind of partly tongue-in-cheek, but he was posting how difficult it is to sell his products at a decent price. Because even though he's got a niche, for some reason people see what he's doing as a commodity, and they don't want to pay the money. And it's not just the original comment that's the original post that's the problem, but it's people's attitudes in the comments. For instance, the idea of one lady came on and said, it's difficult when you're selling the same thing as everyone else, and that kind of comment. Well, with rare exception, we're all bloody commoditized in some way, and this guy is not commoditized at all. He says he's in a completely new niche of his own, but still having trouble selling his product at a decent price. Now, there's a fundamental flaw there, and it's not in the business model necessarily. It could be, I don't know, I've not looked at it in detail. But in general, the general principle is, if you're struggling to sell at a decent price, now we're going to assume there's a market there for stuff. If there's not, that's another problem. But assuming there's a market for what you're selling, if you're selling on price and struggling with price buyers, and you can't get the prices you want, the problem isn't with your buyers, and it probably ain't with your product either, not if it's a good product or service. The problem is with what's going on in here. Now, as you should know by now, I'm not a big one for talking about mindset, that mealy-mouthed, meaningless fucking idea that people come out with sometimes with that. It's a great word and doesn't actually mean anything. But it is about your perception of value in selling. And I'll quickly explain how you can fix this, okay? Very quickly, you could do it within a day, if you sit down and think about it. Most people sell their thing. Well, if you're heavily commoditized, selling, say, in this case, refurbished electric drills, I think it is, whatever. But say selling electrical tools for engineer. He's an engineer, or selling electric tools for handyman workmen, that kind of thing, or paracetamol, or bottles of milk, or whatever. Okay, if you're selling the thing, then you are barking up the wrong tree, because the thing is ultimately replaceable. For most things, it's one of my favourite websites because I'm like a kid in a candy store, is Alibaba.com. I find myself tempted to buy carbon fibre bike frames by the truckload and to hand make bicycles to sell. Stupid idea, because I'd be crap at it. But it's that kind of thing, But you can buy anything dead cheap on Alibaba.com, for instance, and in bulk. Well, you ain't going to compete with them. You ain't going to compete with the Chinese. Like, you ain't going to compete with Amazon on price either, because they've got endlessly deep pockets, effectively. So you're selling the thing means you're competing on price. Competing on price means you're going to fail. The second thing people sell on, a little bit higher up the evolutionary scale on marketing, is the result. So what does the hammer give you? What does the hammer drill give you? Hole in the wall. Great. But even then, that's not really it. Okay. They don't actually want the hole in the wall either. What they want is what we call the outcome, which is the very top level, the thing that really matches with their values. And for, say, the hole in the wall, imagine we're talking about drills here, say, cordless drills, refurbished drills, whatever. You buy a drill, you don't buy it for the drill. Common wisdom tells you buy it for the hole, but you don't buy it for the hole. You buy it for whatever feelings you get from whatever you stick in the hole and hang off it. So imagine you've got pictures of your grandchildren, okay? Well, then you're buying the emotions you have of looking at that picture on the wall and seeing your children's children on the wall, and you know that you've done a good job of your own kids because they've got kids now and they're all happy and settled and stable and well adjusted and all the rest of it. That's what you're buying. That's the outcome. Now, if I use a common example as a second example, which everyone should get, because everyone either has been on a diet or knows someone who's been on a diet, fit pros. Most fit pros sell the thing. They sell the diet and the exercise and the gym they'll go to and the equipment they've got and the regime they'll give you. Well, actually, not only is that not very effective, I think it can be counterproductive, because everyone knows that you've got to work hard to lose weight and no one wants to be reminded of it. So you get some overweight, middle-aged, neurotic lady come along being told you've got to sweat for this, darling. The chances are she's going to think, can't be asked, don't do that. I'll go and buy some miracle cure from the ladies' magazines I see on the supermarket shelves. Okay, and I'm sure men are the same, so don't jump down my throat about this. It's just an example, so calm your tits. a smarter fit pro will sell his or her stuff on the outcome. So he'll actually not sell the gym and the exercise and the weight. He'll actually sell losing weight and not being so fat and perhaps being more attractive. Okay, well, that's better. But again, most people know that. So they're not really selling them something they don't already know already, and something they can't compare price-wise with any other number of fucking fit pros. What you should be selling things on, if you're a fit pro, say, is the outcome. And the outcome could be, not saying it is, because it'd be different for everyone, could be what it was for a lady I used to know when I was a doorman. Her husband had left her for a younger, slimmer, prettier model. This lady was now pregnant, and not the one who'd been left. His new girlfriend was pregnant. And what this lady wanted was existential revenge, because she'd got 3 kids, she was overweight a little bit, and she wanted to look great. So what she did, she went to a PT, and she slimmed down, and because she had this thing in her head, a vision, a scenario. She wanted her husband, ex-husband by now, to walk in the nightclub and see her in a little black dress with her legs poking out the bottom, and look at her with his new pregnant girlfriend on his arm and think, fuck me, what a big mistake I've made. That's what drove her. That was her outcome. You might say it's not noble. I'm not judging either way. I don't care. But that was what drove her. Far more than weights and exercise, far more than diets, far more than just losing weight. That was what she had in her mind. For me, it was a little bit different. I didn't want to be the fat, embarrassing dad in the playground, and my kids would be embarrassed and ashamed of me because I was a big blubbery wreck. Okay, that drove me, and because I got into a habit, I've always kept myself in shape pretty much. But that's outcome. Outcome sits on top of results. Results sits on top of thing. Most of us are selling on thing or results when we should be selling on outcome. So my question to you is, what's your outcome? Okay, and it's applicable to everything, and it's particularly applicable to the people I like to work with: kitchens, bathrooms, and bedroom installers. Okay, it ain't about the kitchen, it's not about the thing, it's not about even cooking the food in a more relaxed and friendlier environment. It's about what they get from doing that. Now, if you want to work on your outcome, if you want me to help you find out what your outcome is, whether you're selling kitchens, bathrooms, bedrooms, or whatever, then PM me, we'll arrange a 15-minute brainstorm and we'll go through it and we'll figure out what your outcome could be. All right, so PM me. In the meantime, I'm going to go and look for Connor because I miss him. It's not quite the same, is it? No. Right. I'm out of here. See you later. Ta-da.